Okay, what we're going to be tying today is a little midge pattern. It's a variation of the slider midge that Blake Boyd developed up in Johnson City, Tennessee on the South Holston River. So we're going to be tying that, and also a little variation on that. It's called the trout killer. So let's get started. Now the materials we're going to use are a 2487 Timco hook, number 18, right? 5/64 tungsten beads, copper, some peacock herl, okay, and some Flashabou. Now this is root beer color, but you can use rainbow or just plain pearl, whatever you want to do. And we're also going to need for materials a little eraser. Okay. Now what we've got here is the hook has got the bead already on the hook, and we're going to go ahead and put the thread on the hook and get started here. Now we're going to take a strand of this Flashabou, just like this, and we're going to tie this in right on top of the hook. Okay, I'm just going to hold down with our thumb. I'm going to capture it just like this. Just wrap back. Let it hang there, and then we're going to come back up almost to the bead. Now we're going to take a strand of peacock herl, and what we're going to do, I've done this already, we're going to use the eraser. I'm going to put it on a hard surface. I'm just going to erase the little barbules off of it till we get to something like this, which is just a little quill. Okay, and I've soaked that in water, make it a little softer, and I'm going to trim the end of it here in just a second so we can tie it in. But you don't have to use an eraser. It just happens to work well. It just takes a while to do. There's also a technique to use some bleach to get these barbules off, but I kind of like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie this in just like this. Come back to here. And then what we're going to do is put just a little bit of Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails on this, just to kind of hold these wrappings on. Not much. The first thing I'm going to wrap the base layer in this Flashabou. Just going to make an even base here. And you can use your rotary vise to do this if you want to. It's really, with something this small, it's not really necessary. It's just a good base layer right here. Wrap it all the way up to behind the bead. Okay. You're going to tie that off. Going to have two wraps behind and one wrap in front of it. Take our scissors, just make a little trim right there. Okay. Then we're going to take and put just a little bit more Sally Hansen's Hard as Nails. Just a tad on this thing. They say the Brill Cream commercial, a little dab will do you. Okay. I'm going to take and just going to wrap this close to each other. Now, when you wrap this, you're going to just come forward with this thing, and you're not going to get it perfect. You don't really want these joints to, well, there'll be some little variation, so you show just a little bit of that flash through there. Okay, come all the way up to the front, just like this. I'm going to tie that baby off. I just always take our scissors and trim that off. Okay. All right. Now, as this sits, this is the classic slider midge. What I like to do at times is I'll take another strand of peacock, unstripped peacock herl. Just trim it down. I'll tie it in right behind the bead. Okay, and I'll just make a wrap. Those 2 wraps like that. Okay, just right behind there. Trim that off. Put a little whip finish on it. There we go. There's the hyped up slider midge. Now, if you want to tie a little variation on this, we'll do what's called a trout killer. Okay, I'm going to put another hook in the vise. I've already got this ready. Okay. Get that in the vise just like that. Gonna get our thread on just like this. Okay, come back here. Little Sally Hansen's hard as nails. And we're going to wrap this flash around again. Now the variation on this is we've still got our little peacock curl back here, but we're going to use this as a rib. So we're going to just come around and add just a little bit more Sally Hansen's hard as nails. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we'll come and leave some space in between this. Okay, just wrap it forward so we got more flash to this thing. Okay, there we go. All right. Use our little whip finisher. Finish this thing off. Okay. There we go. Now, the trout killer. Okay. Now, if you want even another variation, instead of using dark brown thread, which we just used, use orange thread. And when you tie it off, you got your little hot spot there. Okay, which that fishes well too. All right, enjoy.